Hello friends, and here is the karma reading. I'm still testing. I still don't know if I'm going to keep this reading, so if you like it you have to say something, or I will save myself about 30 hours of work and kind of like just continue with my other monthlies. I really think like we are getting through quite a bit. I have modified the spread a little bit this time in order to be a little bit more efficient. So let's start with just like telling you that there are still some specials going on. If you guys want your reading, like you're going to get it sort of like one level up. So instead of like regular 2 to 3 weeks wait, I am kind of like dishing it out in a week, and if for some reason I'm a little bit late, you get a little bit more time added to it. And if you really want a rush, which before it was 7 days, now you get it in 3 days, and urgent was 3 days before, now pretty much you're getting within 24 hours. Then if you're in North America, you're getting, if it's done between 2 p.m. then you're getting it the same day. Also guys, the X spread is on kind of like looks like permanent special, and one special that many of you already asked me about is really coming up, and is going to be 2019 annual scope. And for those of you who enjoy 2018 scope, please come on my website cattarot.ca and put yourself on a mailing list, because I'm going to be letting you know this pre-order price of $19.99 per sign or $39.99 for all signs is basically going to last only maybe 3 weeks, and is going to probably be enclosed in the monthly reading, which is kind of like coming in about a few days. And take advantage of it, because otherwise it's kind of like jumping up to $29.99 and $59.99. Okay, so let's go to where we have to be. You see, I was not that long. I'm reading this with Kipper, and I'm reading this with Cosmic Tarot. This is kind of like giving me a good combination. And I actually told you that I have sort of like simplified this, because I find this, I mean, you knew that the spread was like just like I'm in work in progress. So now I want to see what is dark, what is light in the situation. These are significators. They are the same in every reading, and they are simply just like sort of like the areas that I really want to explore. The reasons behind the situation, the guidance, and what are the karmic basically lessons that we actually need to learn in all of that. So let's start, guys. Hello my dear Gemini, Matrix was here with you for a part of shuffling, but I guess he doesn't like the sound of shuffling for some reason. So this is your monthly, October, early November, for twin flames, and it's a general reading, guys, so just like make sure that you check your ascendant and a moon sign. If you really want to get more information, check your Venus sign as well, and cross watchers for some other sign, make sure to check Mars sign for the partner. Okay, so let's start. Let's see what kind of like still appears to be kind of like murky and hidden. And there's like the essence of 8 of Cups. Somebody really doesn't know what they want. Somebody is maybe full of it, as you know, my brother would say. Is like really talking about maybe blow to somebody's confidence and maybe self-esteem. Maybe there was like loss of a job or a backing up from some kind of like project, but maybe there was like also masking this, because this one is called false person. It is really also telling me, guys, that maybe you think that there is like somebody who is a twin flame, but it really isn't. And sorry about the kid. My neighbor is just loving when his kid is running the hallway and plays there, so all the tenants are basically babysitting instead. Now this is really telling me about some kind of like depression and needing to kind of like regroup, and kind of like needing to kind of like shift, basically focus from you know, I need to kind of like be there, I need to be this person, to sort of like, hey, you know what, I really kind of like couldn't complete something was really kind of like difficult over here. Okay, just had a talk with my neighbor, and let's continue in peace. So guys, what's going to come through is you have 7 of Cups. It's reversed, and Thief. Seven of Cups, you can see him here crouching and almost like kind of like bending down to kind of like a whole bunch of things that are desired, this love, and kind of like dreaming about somebody, kind of like, it's kind of really interesting because that's the motive from Six of Cups over here, which kind of like talks from somebody from the past. There's like a definitely emotional component. Maybe you feel that somebody was like not diligent over here, because look at this, like things are being taken away from you, maybe your peace of mind, maybe like even something worse, material. I mean, both of them are really, really bad, right? So you might have confusing, you might have unpleasant dreams or even insomnia, where you kind of like have this around the clock thinking about certain issues and not knowing how to kind of like resolve certain things. If you do have dreams, definitely kind of like try to analyze them, because they're going to be definitely clues. But this is really telling me about disillusionment from someone, and also that you're kind of like realizing that maybe certain things that you have envisioned with you and the other person were basically bogus, and were kind of like having issues in the first place. Maybe this kind of like was a false person, as I said. Maybe you really think that's a kind of like twin flame, but in reality, kind of like, I am not so sure about this, right? So let me see where this goes, because this is really talking about the reasons. Oh, the Tower. Oh my gosh, you're getting all these cards. False, false, false. It's kind of like a dead-end street. If you're getting a dead-end street, don't step on a gas pedal, and then do not jump with the 2 feet in. And maybe you did, and maybe like now you're scratching your head and wondering. This can be Scorpio, it can be Aries, but the Tower generally really talks. You see, this is kind of like the eye of God, kind of like tearing down this. We're having two people falling off, and the Crown. It's really talking about something that hasn't been built on proper ground, and it could be something that's going to just like be like a shocking bolt. You might just like simply get it. And now you're getting also this 29 or 11 kind of like energy coming through. Imprisonment really talks about somebody could be stuck in their own ideas. Somebody could be stuck into kind of like whatever they're doing in life, and you know, like, I mean, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Some people just go through life like having blinders on. They're not making and asking themselves big questions, and this is really something to look at, right? Now here's like talking about a guidance, and the Magician is the card of Gemini. It came reversed. So Magician is like really telling you, like, look, there is like this, definitely this eye of God. Something can be seen, something can be kind of like really, really progressed, right, in a kind of like new direction. Very very good card. Magician, however, it's like really not having emotional component. Well, you know, I can create anything I want kind of a thing, right? So whether or not this is kind of like Breaking Bad scenario or just a regular scenario, like, it doesn't really matter. So it's not kind of like a moral component. So that can be somebody who kind of like really manipulates people as well as elements. Because this is your reading, Gemini, and then I'm getting Gemini over here, I'm wondering here if you manipulated yourself, if you twisted yourself in a knot. Sometimes, like, I mean, giving that your air sign, giving that, like, look at the strong fantasies, and is this the best for me? So kind of like you were not applying logic in this situation. Look at this, is the first card, which is like talking about the guidance. You need to kind of like come back to your basis, to your kind of like reasoning, and you need to kind of like find somebody else, because this is really telling me that you're like barking against the wrong tree, right? It is like really talking about intelligence, but also agitation, also some kind of like disgrace and deception. Like there was like somebody's egoism here at play. So that's why I'm saying it could have been you, not that you're egoistic, but you kind of like twisted yourself in a knot, thinking that you can make it work with someone, and this kind of like has to stop. It really, really has to stop. Like, I really think that you don't really need me saying, even though, look at the coffin here, has a whole bunch of roses, and also there is like a rose growing out here, which is like really saying you were just in the wrong street. This person is not your twin. And through this person, you're actually coming to some kind of like realizations about yourself. Look at this, like also getting 2 of Wands, and you're getting despair. Hello, false person, thief, imprisonment, coffin, despair. I think we just didn't get toil and labor in this deck, and you got them all. Terribly sorry, like when this is coming out, so somebody's going to say it's actually a negative reading. Well, I really have to tell you what I see. The 2 of Wands, look at somebody proud, somebody who is kind of like really kind of like waiting, like, I mean, measuring 2 different potentials, kind of like 2 possibilities about moving forward. And maybe this is your pride. Maybe maybe you're kind of like really wondering, like, this is kind of a karmic message, so this is really, really important. So if your pride has been bruised, it's probably telling you not to despair, because like there is this little kind of like doggy that is kind of like lying under his feet, and it was like really something that was like really not meant to be. And I know this is kind of like really easier said than done, but this is really telling me that you guys deserve to be happy. This 2 of Wands is saying, look, you know, like once when you kind of like shake yourself up from, maybe lull yourself into, you know, this is the person I'm missing, him or her, and nothing is going to replace that person. But this is really clearly telling that you're doing this to yourself, and that's because you're like this like huge air sign who basically can manifest anything. So don't manifest things that are not good for you. Try to kind of like take this new attitude where to usually bail yourself out from the situation where you kind of like feel like it is, because I can see that you are down, guys. It's the best to kind of like do kind of like what Earth does, small little steps forward, one by one. So what am I doing this hour? I'm just like not going to think of him or her this hour, and the next hour is going to get better and better. So just like go 1 hour at a time, or even if you have to 5 minutes at a time, keep yourself busy. And you're going to start seeing that your air energy is coming back, because this was like really something that that was like pushing you to your limits. You were probably not even acting the way you really are. Maybe you were completely acting out of your element, and these are all kind of like signs that you had to kind of like take in account. So my dear Gemini, again, general reading, don't start screaming. Just make sure you check your ascendant. Down in description you can see the ascendant, how to get it, and how to find your moon sign. And of course, as a general, never really addresses individual energy. To get your individual reading, please check the options at my website, cattarot.ca, or at the very least, please put a comment down there so I know that you guys want me to continue with these readings. All the best, love you, and kind of like buckle up. This month is going to be coming back to your own senses.